Hi, I'm Matt Eichelberger. I'm a criminal defense lawyer here in Mississippi, and we handle a lot of DUIs across the entire state. You may have heard that if you refuse to give a breath sample when an officer asks you to, that your license will be suspended. That's true. It's a violation of what we call our implied consent law to not give that breath sample when an officer asks for one. Now, that doesn't mean that you don't have a right to challenge that suspension in court. But what happens is there's something called a 10-day letter that is sent out, and it does two very important things. First, it tells you when that suspension is going to start, which is something you've got to know, right? And then second, it's going to give you a 10-day window from the date of the letter, not the date you get the letter, but the date of the letter, 10 days to go file something in court saying, hey, judge, this suspension is unfair because the officer did not have probable cause to ask me to blow. What you're doing is you're getting a judge to review that officer's probable cause. Why is this important? It's important because you might well win. The judge might not agree with that officer. The officers aren't always right, after all. And the judge may say, there just wasn't reason enough to believe that this person was intoxicated behind the wheel. And if the judge agrees with you on that, that does two very important things. First, your license suspension for the implied consent violation goes away. And then second, your DUI charge necessarily goes away altogether, because if a judge finds that there was no probable cause to ask you to give a breath sample, that means there was no probable cause to arrest you and charge you with DUI. Now, whenever you get one of these 10-day letters, it is important to move quickly because, as you know, our postal service doesn't work like it used to. We are seeing instances where people's 10-day letters show up at their door sometimes on the 9th day or even the 10th day. So if you're ever charged with a DUI, and you refused to blow, you need to be watching your mailbox like a hawk, and you need to have a lawyer ready to go to challenge that initial suspension. That's very important and something you need to look out for. If you find yourself in a situation like this, always, always, always go ahead and reach out to a lawyer. You can call us at the number you see on the screen. We're here to help. That's what we do. We're based in Jackson, which means we can cover the entire state in an instant. We can be right there to defend you. So if you're facing a DUI, don't hesitate to reach out to us here at the Eichelberger Law Firm. Thanks.